silver sword and his shield. You could see the castle in its holy chapel through the magical trees. Mission objective, rescuing the princess and keeping that pussy, please. Walking through the forest, have to take a pee on the tree, but the tree starts touching me. Put his leaves down my pants, so I pull out my sword and chop off its hands. But it wants to dance, so I chop off another branch. It falls dead and I walk away, giving it one last glance. Walking through the forest.
Hold it right there, I'm king and ruler of everything around here.
Shit, I swung back and cut off its head. Blue blood spread it out another head.
Hey, what I say? Fuck this shit, you're gonna pay.
The little green board-faced goblin's pulse was now throbbing. I'm Robin Hood and I ain't scared of no goblin, but he punched and fire came out his hand. I blocked it with my shield and ran. There he is again. Listen, my friend, listen to the wind. I called for a storm and it sucked him in. Running through the forest ever so quickly. Went to jump a shrub and somebody tripped me. Shit, face first in the dirt with a knife in the back of my neck.
Alright, check. I got a few words, just give me a sec. You obviously ain't never been to the Enchanted Forest, cause you're running frantically. And frankly, you human people bore us. But I'm gonna help you out as soon as we skip to the chorus.
Things are now in motion.
The Enchanted Forest, a place of wonder, a place of surprises. Leave now when you'll never again find it.
A sword and shield, he's a knight for real. But here's a deal, do yourself a favor and I'll make you feel 10 times stronger, 3 inches longer. Now you can die with pride and honor. Oh, why do I even bother? Okay, now you gotta go slay a dragon. But watch, cause it's fire breathing breath of death can fry some bacon. Use a map, head east, through a tunnel where Dragon's Cave and Crystal Lake meet.
So, over the rubble and through a tunnel, down by the lake I met a boy in a bubble. He said that the dragon was nothing but trouble, but if I defeat him, man, only a dragon's tooth can pop his bubble. Sword in hand, shield that guard, the darkness of the cave, scene was hard. Tippy-toe, here we go, eyes open wide and creeping slow. I hear him snoring, so I lowered my sword and looked around the wall. Step around and now down the hall I crawl. Caught in my tracks, he opened the eyeball. Fire was drawn from his jaw and threw me through the wall. Back down the hall I crawled with the dragon batting me around like a volleyball. Dropped my sword and pulled my dagger, thrust it into his foot as he began to stagger and roar in anger. Danger, danger, into a nightstand side flangered. I looked into his eyes, he stared back into mine, kicked the daggers from his foot, so I pulled out my 9. Wait, I ain't got a 9, rewind, no time. He blasted a flash and fire and gas, stabbed my ass so fast, almost thought I was having a panic attack. I blocked it with my shield, but it melted the steel. I ran with my sword and rolled like the wheel. Under ran through his legs and stood up, stumbled back like it just had a few keg stands. I raised my arms and my sword. He smacked me with his tail and I hit the floor. I pulled some fairy dust from my crusty old hairy nuts, threw it in his face and he didn't like it very much. I raised my sword high and brought down power from the gods in the sky. Lightning struck and electrified, a power surge through my nerves. A dragon's cry was all you heard. Didn't have to say no words. Up and down through his head a couple 100 times and he was dead. Dead. Ganked on the sharpest tooth and fled. Bubble Boy was freed. He rewarded me with a little bit of gold and a big bag of weed. And an elf obviously was thankful for the help. I was rewarded up another level, a pound of gold and a couple thousand experience points. Yeah, and scene 1 ends. Walking through the forest, smoking these fatty ass joints. And on went the epic journey of one man and his legendary story. In a time where gods ruled the lands and dragons soared the skies, elves roamed the forest and heroes rose in the skies.
The Enchanted Forest, a place of wonder, a place of surprises. Leave now when you'll never again find it. The Enchanted Forest, a place of wonder, a place of surprises. Leave now when you'll never again find it.
The enchanted forest, what a wonderful place where elements of life are right with time and space. Standing in a forest, a fortress of forces and dark sources, enchanted by magic where elves roam, along with grey dwarves and gnomes. But I can see the castle in the far distance. Being held captive in the dungeon is the princess. Freeing her is my journey and my mystical quest. A hero in the flesh, and yes, I'm walking through the forest, just walking all day. Walking through the forest, just walking all day. Following orders and tracking down the white witch. This must be the way, there's a door in the ditch. I entered and came out the other side, waiting eagles fly by, and I follow them to my destination. I ate a flower up, and now I'm powered up. A little goblin kicks me in the shin.
Keep your hands off my flowers and plants. This is your first and last chance. Now pay the toll and I'll let you advance.
I soccer kicked them right into the trees. It's good, 3 points for me. 5 more came running up from behind bushes and dirt hills, swinging axes and maces like some little army drill. I parried the first blow and swung low and came back over the top and crushed the skull bone. Then I swung around, I parried a high blow and knocked a second goblin to the ground. Watch this. I kept him pinned there for a second with my sword in his back. A spoken incantation followed by a mighty thunderclap. The ground broke beneath their feet and all 3 collapsed. A blaze of lightning striking where they stood and turned to a pile of ash. I kicked some goblin ass. Now lift the gate so I can pass. Tall blades of grass in the dirt trail paved path. Birds singing, the frogs jumping, and squirrels taking a bath. And I'm walking through the forest, just walking all day. Walking through the forest, just walking all day.
Well, what do we have here? A sword and a shield and some armor? You must be a cavalier, now disappear!
Well observed, you queer, but I ain't leaving here. Magic flew from his fingertips, and I reversed it with a mirror.
Your end is near, cavalier.
I think not, queer. Get over here! I stuck him with the spear and pulled him close and whispered a couple of words of death into his ear. I set his body into flames until he stopped, dropped, and rolled on the ground until he exploded and combusted with his big bang sound. Dwarves and trolls patrol the ground. Pixies, sprites, and birds, they fly around. Magic's in the air, you can feel it everywhere. The enchanted forest has so much to share. Lakes and ponds and trees are a creature's own. Many men who pass don't travel alone. The enchanted forest, what a wonderful place where elements of life are right with time and space. Walking through the forest, I found my way into a cave. Lit a fire by the water and I stayed there for the day. The elemental fire showed me many, many visions within the near distance, where spirits and life in existence. Aware and conscious of what's above and all around, and on the ground I sleep in mud while the white witch watches us. Cause morning came with the rain, but I remain true to the Taurus as I'm walking through the forest.
Everything around is upside down. Tell me on the ground of a ghost town. Is this a dream in a 3D screen? Knocking on the glass of a TV screen. The bones in the back are morphing. The land is changing and warping. Colors are mixing, new ones forming. Everything around me is transforming. Swimming and swarming. Is the sky? Is this a warning? I'm about to die. A storm downpouring. Night to morning. Right before me, the earth starts forging. A living creation of things I'd never seen. Mystical auras glow with radiant energy. Who's doing this?
The illusionist, and I can see you're a little new to this, so move a bitch, but don't be mad at me. Cause all I did was take your mind to another plane of reality. If you'd like to regain your vitality, then follow me.
A few more crazy steps later, all was normal, sorta. So I drew my sword and swung it at his aorta, sorta. But he vanished like a ghost, like a phantom of the coast. Damn it, I almost had his throat.
Yeah, with a wish and a hope, maybe. Behind you, now let me remind you why you found me, by you, and why I'm gonna supply you. You're lucky I don't fucking crucify you.
On another level, your strength increases. Your journey has earned you experiences needed. Level 3 night, upgrade your status. Set it, hit points, spells, health, and magic. Your journey's in full swing, the wheels are in motion. Let the inner warrior be awoken. Elves and dwarves and trolls patrol the ground. Pixies, sprites, and birds, they fly around. Magic's in the air, you can feel it everywhere. The enchanted forest has so much to share. Lakes and ponds and trees are a creature's home. Many men who pass don't travel alone. The enchanted forest, what a wonderful place where elements of life are right with time and space. Elves and dwarves and trolls patrol the ground. Pixies, sprites, and birds, they fly around.
sipping on moonshine.
I stop the rest beneath the wind shrine. I'm getting drunk until sunrise. Passing out, I'm waking up to the sunlight. As an ogre starts to approach, it begins to look like trouble. I conjure up a spell with a couple words I mumble. Recite the last line, now I'm trapped inside a bubble. Tell me who sent you or I'm quick to behead you.
I was seen you by the necromancer. The seasons reward for your capture. He wants to harness your powers to kill his master. He's the archmage, eternal spellcaster. Archie.
With the wave of the wand, he was gone. The rook just struck and took his pawn. The rook just struck and took his pawn.
When I flip this wand, you will disappear. I'll send you to a land far away before you reappear. You'll feel your existence stretch across multiple realities. Your senses go dull into a shadow of insanity. Powers to the chambers and the temples to the room. I harness powers from the greater divining magic through the tomb. From the towers to the chambers and the temples to the tomb. I harness powers from the greater realm with witches on their broom. Magician, sorcerer, archmage, eternal. Illusions brew and here comes the inferno. Planeswalker, daywalker, no artifacts needed. Illusionist influences the only eyes that see it. I scattered quickly along the sloping ditch of the rooftop. It's almost midnight and the door shall be soon locked. 4 guards in position with one on the far wall. I dropped a poison rice ball just to watch the first fall. I hit the next one with my blowgun and stealth killed the last 2 samurai shogun. I swapped out my clothes and now I'm disguised and cloaked. Through a cloud of smoke I dashed unnoticed through the castle threshold. Through a few doors, down some halls and around the corridor. Through a few more doors I finally reached the core. I caught a shadowy glimpse of spirits forming around him. I conjured a hail of blades his way, but only one found him. Undeterred from a summoning, he continued gathering spirits for his reckoning. But before I let him bring anything, I summoned a rendering of an 1111 elven spirit caught me. It died in its carnage of the nether being, but delivered another blow onto the necromancer's body. He reanimated the corpse of his zombie, but I countered his spell and sent his minion back to rotting. Silence filled the air, but only for a moment. I broke my bag open and pulled out a potion. Within my circle of protection, I began my death tone. Lightning bolts and bolts, striking his healing and striking a pulse, electrifying any living pulse, dead or alive. Fire wrenches the body and explodes from the inside. Defenses are down. I charged forward, but something heavy threw me to the ground. My flesh throbbed with sudden pains, boiling blood and little razors in my veins. Terror reigns. I lost my circle of protection to a circle of flames. I flailed in agony, but drew my sleeves up to cast another spell. With the powers of the heavens and the fires from hell. Crackling blue and white sparks appeared, a shot at the spellcaster. The flickering point of radiance exploded in disaster. The sand shooting flares of lightning into the eyes of the necromancer. The strength, powers, and vision all vanished in the instance, and he was forever blinked out of existence. The castle began to unravel, the cold hard stone turned to gravel, and I was out of there in a hurry, back engaging. From my towers to the chambers and the temples to the room, I harness powers from the greater divining magic through the tomb. From the towers to the chambers and the temples to the tomb, I harness powers from the greater realm with witches on their broom. From the towers to the chambers and the temples to the room, I harness powers from the greater divining magic through the tomb. From the towers to the chambers and the temples to the tomb, I harness powers from the greater realm with witches on their broom.
Level 1 completed, the evil sorcerer defeated. Mission accomplished, I'm still alive and conscious. And don't think an archmage like myself doesn't ever get sex, cause in my captivity I have held a dark-haired elf princess, guarded by a grunt named Horus. A castle in a magical realm I like to call the Enchanted Forest. And from what I hear, a divine warrior is on his way, and if he makes it through my forest, we may engage in battle someday. No, anyway, it's time to fade away this pressure of passing time. My tower's a sign of a power divine. Even if you followed the trail, it would take you hours to find. My tower's designed to hide in plain sight, even in the daylight. And when the face of night, its power grows, along with those who were chose to invoke its inferno. It's inferno.
The sorcerer, archmage, the towers to the chambers and the temples to the room, I harness powers from the greater divining magic through the tomb. From the towers to the chambers and the temples to the tomb, I harness powers from the greater realm with witches on their broom. From the towers to the chambers and the temples to the room, I harness powers from the greater divining magic through the tomb. From the towers to the chambers and the temples to the tomb, I harness powers from the greater realm with witches on their broom. divining magic through the tube. The two harness power from the greater realm with witches on their broom. From the towers to the chambers and the temples to the roof. From the towers to the chambers and the temples to the two harness.
This is the story of an assassin's journey to recover a powerful artifact that was stolen from his people. The thief is now in exile, living with stray mages who dabble in white magic but have been gray for ages. They stay up in the northern mountains, surrounded by life-restoring fountains. This artifact is a weapon of great strength, moving your powers up in rank. Prosperous and powerful, deadly but honorable. But he doesn't know the power he wields or even its powers extend, or beyond one man what it presents, or to the city what it represents, or if misuse, the consequence.
The wind mourned mournfully through the weathered ruins. An assassin at a Saturn is now sitting in the vision of the severed moon. His eyes fixed upon the streets below, where people talk and people go. First a hawk and then a crow come returning with their visions and perception, telling a tale of magical betrayal and deception. Within walls reinforced with magical protection, and warriors posted up in every direction. The castle surrounding provide a heavy deception. Rings and charms that bear the arms, enchanted guards of magical detection. So I'll hold off casting spells while trying to blend in, keeping on hand one spell of resurrection. Two watchtowers are guarding the castle's threshold and entrance, while a courtyard in the village still remain within the fence. Camouflaged by illusion and power, I climb my way to the top of the first tower. He senses my presence, but by the time he reacts it's too late. My blade is already penetrated and sealed his fate. Quietly, as he's dying, he's looking up at me and dropping silently. I pick up his crossbow, pull back aim and let go. Hit the guard in the other tower right between the eyes. Another one bites to dust and he falls. And it is then when I teleport inside them courtyard walls. From behind the shadows that I'm casting, lurching from the darkness and attacking, disappearing and returning to the plane of shadows like a phantom. An angel of death, bless, yes, an assassin. From behind the shadows that I'm casting, lurching from the darkness and attacking, disappearing and returning to the plane of shadows like a phantom. An angel of death, bless, yes, an assassin. Disappearing, reappearing like I step through a mirror. I'm seeing that I landed in an adjacent placement. No names or faces that I'm making out, I'm fading out of view. But I made it on through. I'm surrounded by villages and villagers, builders and realtors, swordsmen and their horsemen and their ogre-sized pillagers. Avoid them all, I'm passing by. Walking the streets, I seen a sign for a pub, let me inside. There's a tavern, here's the entrance. Walk right in and not expecting. When the bartender seen me, he stopped in mid-sentence.
What the hell are you doing here?
With all this going on, man, I thought it'd be clear.
Danger lurks around every corner. They got the city on a tight watch. They even got half demons and scout leaders on night
master
If you
step.
forget, I am one within the shadows when embraced with a taste of darkness. I have won all my battles when faced with a haste of heartless. My body and face are slipping away in the grip and the grace of the shadow gaze. The shadow realm is a shapeless place. Your conscience remains in a weightless space. You still can be destroyed when entering the nether void by another nether being in void. Shadow caster, shadow master, like a ninja getting faster. In the darkness it gets blacker. Not when you're a soul tracker or a professional stalker, or another being of the nether void, a shadow walker. From behind the shadows that I'm casting, lurching from the darkness and attacking, disappearing and returning to the plane of shadows like a phantom. An angel of death, bless, yes, an assassin. From behind the shadows that I'm casting, lurching from the darkness and attacking, disappearing and returning to the plane of shadows like a phantom. An angel of death, bless, yes, an assassin. I got 3 days rest before I headed west. Prepared all my spells and I hiked it down the trails. I came to a passing at the river, guarded by 2 soldier druids. I crept up and landed 2 fatal blows to the dome and drained all their spinal fluids. I kept on marching under the arch and made it to the center of town and mingled with a merchant. Ladies on the corner and they must be working. I hung around till dark and I waited in the alley.
Man, you hear?
What's up?
Heard some rebels from the Kamigawa are gonna rally.
Really?
They've joined with other legions of creatures and now preparing a strike.
Ah yes, the little useful information you can gain during the night. I fell back even farther into the darkness and was long gone out of sight, out of sight. From behind the shadows that I'm casting, lurching from the darkness and attacking, disappearing and returning to the plane of shadows like a phantom. An angel of death, bless, yes, an assassin. From behind the shadows that I'm casting, lurching from the darkness and attacking, disappearing and returning to the plane of shadows like a phantom. An angel of death, bless, yes, an assassin. I departed into the darkness and the shadows that hide me, assuming only the bloom of the moon for light and the stars that guide me. Night turned to day quickly and I invoked in my cloak of invincibility. In a hurry I made it out of the city, wrapped in the depths, sound and feeling of tranquility. Many days passed and my journey's drawing near. Through tall fields of grass I made it in the clear. When I step to my left I see specters of death flowing in rotation, chanting dark ritualistic hymns and incantations. So while they're dancing I'm waiting for opportunity to present a weak point in the temple watcher's defense. While I'm patiently waiting indications of the situation I'm facing, I'm making sense of all and any subsequent events. Sitting high on the cliff and in the distance of my vision is a temple and the mountains coexisting within. It's the enemy's base and I finally made it. Now all powers concentrated, specters of death on guard, but killing them is not hard. I summon a flock of black hawks attacking the block of black fog. In the heavens above come death doves shooting down and attacking like lightning. They come blasting, crashing, flashing through the land, covering the skies like a shadow hand. They move, they swoop, they fly, regroup, they shoot, they loop, then dive, piercing the eyes with their razor-sharp talons. Black-winged assassins we easily shift the battle's balance. Before the specters and boss can even mount a defense, most are already dead or with their back to the fence. The battle slowly rages on while I enter into view, and with a couple swift swipes I finish off the last few who drop for me a key of secrecy. I enter through the front door quietly and peacefully, maintaining privacy that no one's seeing me, moving accordingly into the right direction. The artifacts he holds can be tracked by detection, and upon further inspection of my depth perception describes an image of his room's reflection. So I enter into the 4th dimension of physical existence and mind and body suspension. Transcending through the wall I appeared in this room. I rose my blade to my side as it glistened in the moon. I stuck it in his side and he crumbled to his knees. I twisted his head around at 360 degrees as it popped off his shoulders. His body rolled over and over him I hovered. Artifact in his pocket but now finally recovered. Give me that shit, motherfucker. From behind the shadows that I'm casting, lurching from the darkness and attacking, disappearing and returning to the plane of shadows like a phantom. An angel of death, bless, yes, an assassin. From behind the shadows that I'm casting, lurching from the darkness and attacking, disappearing and returning to the plane of shadows like a phantom. An angel of death, bless, yes, an assassin. Reaper.